Today I am on the Ronin-S, which you guys remember I was kind of having regrets about. I was also having regrets about the EOS R. But after shooting for a couple days, after playing around, I'm coming around to the kit actually and starting to learn to love it a little bit. So today I want to go out and shoot some pictures. But more than anything, I want to go out and kind of just wander around shooting some cool B-roll and filming with the Ronin-S. So I'm going to call this video Shooting B-roll with the Ronin-S. I'm going to show you guys some techniques I use, Parallax Effect, hyperlapsing, just good old-fashioned shots. Yeah, we'll do it down at the V&A waterfront. Let's go.
Is it a little bit of danger?
So I want to start this video off by saying that I'm by no means a pro videographer. I've been making videos for 5-6 years, starting with a GoPro, moving on to things like the Sony A6300, and then onwards and upwards to the EOS R on this massive system. I'm not Peter McKinnon. I don't know videography in and out, I'm still learning. But I kind of wanted to share with you some of the things I've learned over the years shooting B-roll, and kind of just take you through, and not tutorial, but kind of just walk you through what I'm doing today, how I do it out in the field here at the V&A waterfront. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing I want to show you is the Parallax Effect.
That we seek, walking closer to the edge than we really should. Why do we let our hearts back out there time and time again?
So pretty simply, the Parallax Effect is when you have something in the foreground of your shot and something in the background of your shot. And I know that sounds really simple, but it's when you move. And obviously the stuff in the foreground of the shot is gonna move faster than the stuff in the background of the shot. That's called the Parallax Effect. It shows dimension. You might remember on the video I did from the lighthouse the other day, I did a lot of this with the drone. You have the lighthouse in the foreground. The Parallax Effect is something I'm looking for so often when I'm out shooting B-roll.
Is it looking for a home and a happy end? And we fight like gladiators, never mind about the failures. Fall down and rise again, fall down and rise again, and we roll the dice.
Another shot I like to incorporate a lot into my vlogs, I used to do this more often than I have been lately, but it's hyperlapsing. And hyperlapsing is just, well, essentially it's moving really fast. It's like a time lapse with a lot of motion. Historically, a hyperlapse would have one focal point, and then you kind of work around that focal point and the camera moves axes. But you can also just kind of move forward or move sideways. And historically they were done with photos, but you can also do it with video. So on the Ronin, I'm gonna do both. Right now, I'm gonna do one just by simply speeding up video.
Again, and we roll the dice.
And then the second one is gonna be shot with photos. Again with the Ronin, I just have the camera shooting a photo every second, and I'm just walking forward. That simple. The big advantage to just speeding up the footage on both time-lapse and hyperlapse is that you can cut in and out, you can speed it up and down, you can start with it really slow, speed up the footage and then slow it down again at the end, and you can use that really nicely to segue. Whereas with the photos, you're stuck, it's just time-lapse. That's the big advantage, that's why a lot of people just speed up video footage.
Till we roll the dice.
So one of the big reasons I switched to this setup, the EOS R with the Ronin-S, is because I wanted to put on some bigger lenses and play with some shallow depth of field. So I'm about to throw on my 50mm f1.4, that's a Sigma lens, and I'm gonna go around and shoot a little bit of B-roll that has, yeah, some very shallow depth of field. I think it's a really nice addition to any B-roll. of all the video tips I kind of just threw at you quick, the one thing that's most important about filmmaking, in my opinion, is just filming. It's capturing the world around you, trying to portray how you see things around you. And you don't need fancy tricks, you don't need fancy equipment to do that. You can do it with anything. And I think beyond any fancy tricks or fancy equipment, don't forget to film yourself. Don't forget to get B-roll of yourself shooting, walking, anything. The BTS, that behind the scenes stuff, is so important.
Look for the special someone to make us whole. Nothing could stop us, baby. We're fueled by hope. And in a time and age when love has come to die.
So it's almost sunset, and I have never ever taken a photo of the V&A waterfront, and I want to, so that's what I'm gonna do. Kind of gonna end this little B-roll, I guess. It's not a tutorial or anything like that, but just B-roll sharing, I guess, with some photography. So I don't really have a location figured out, and I can see the sun is going down behind Signal Hill already, so I kind of gotta move. I'm gonna wing it and go over there. Hopefully get the Cape Wheel, the V&A waterfront, and everything in the frame. So let's cruise over there.
Hope to fly. And we fight like gladiators. Never mind about the failures. Fall down and rise again. Fall down and rise again. And we roll the dice. Roll the dice.
So I couldn't find a really good spot on short notice. So we're kind of right up here beside the mall with an okay photo. I'm just gonna set up the tripod. It's not a great composition, but you do have a little bit of everything. You got the boats, you've got the Cape Wheel, you've got Cape Union Mart, which is a store, but it kind of fits, and you've got Table Mountain up there. So I'm gonna throw on my wide angle lens, I'm gonna throw on probably a 10-stop filter, and do some really long exposures, and hopefully create magic out of nothing.
Right atop that hill, watch it tumble down, then we try again. Push that stone, right atop that hill, watch it tumble down, then we try again.
Nothing worse than not being in a really good place to take pictures and the sky just exploding. That's kind of just what's happened. The sky just exploded, and my location is terrible. It's the worst possible spot, I think, for this photo. I might go and try another angle as the light switches to blue, but yeah, regardless, great atmosphere down here at the waterfront. And as I said a couple episodes ago, just being out taking pictures is the best. Even if you don't get a photo, it's the best. So I came up to this top viewpoint thinking it would be better, and it does give you a better overview, but not a better photo. There might be a photo here, but I'm not gonna pull the gear out again. I think this video has gone long enough. There is one photo of the waterfront I really wanna shoot from down on the other side where the pedestrian bridge is, looking back with some of these old buildings, the wharf, and the wheel in the background. I didn't think the light was gonna do what it did tonight, so I didn't shoot that. But at some point I will come back here and photograph that here on the V&A waterfront in Cape Town. As for us, we got one more day here in Cape Town, and then we're road tripping. We're road tripping all the way to Kruger National Park, all the way up to Botswana, and then all the way back down to Cape Town. Giant triangle road trip coming up. I hope to see you guys there. Peace.